Yesterday against Peter Wright, I don't think he could believe his luck how bad Peter Wright was playing. I mean, Peter Wright had an exceptional 2013, finished third off with runner-up to Michael van Gerwen in the World Championships, but just could not hit a thing. And I think it kind of messed Wayne Jones up a bit, because when you stand there thinking, well, I can't believe how bad my opponent's playing, it throws you off a little bit. But certainly there'll be no pushover for Gary Anderson, but if Gary Anderson can get that scoring power that we know he can, then he'll get extra darts at the double. And they're the important things for this man.
Yes, that second round win for Wayne Jones over Peter Wright was preceded by a victory over Thomas Saylor, one of the host nation qualifiers from Germany. A 6-3 win for the Wanderer there on Friday night when the tournament got underway. The seeds, the top 16 seeds, all coming into the competition at the second round stage on Saturday afternoon.
Yes, and I have had some criticism from a few players for the way we've done the seedings, but that's what it is, fellas. Stop bitching and get on with the game. Well, 3 straight tons for Gary Anderson. He wants 201. Well, that's a wild dart from Anderson. He smartens it up with the third one. He did throw first in this leg and comes back for Shanghai. Now Wayne Jones. A ton is not really going to be enough in this first leg.
So a single 20 will leave double 20 for the Scotsman to draw first blood here, and just above the double top. But he will be back for it with Wayne Jones, who managed to find a bit of form last year, having been in danger of dropping out of the world's top 32.
Well, although the first dart missed, it was absolutely in the perfect position for the second one to find the double top. And straight away, like yesterday, Gary Anderson pretty tidy on the scoring and certainly very tidy on the doubles. And although we talk a lot about percentages, especially on the doubles, I think sometimes we overlook that as long as the player hits the double with that visit, that's all that counts, whether it's the first dart or the third dart. So sometimes I think we should do percentage on doubles on the visits and not actually per dart.
Yeah. Gary Anderson will open his Premier League campaign against Raymond van Barneveld on Thursday night.
And they were the two Sky TV wildcards, Barneveld and Anderson.
Anderson, a former winner of the Premier League back in 2011.
Yes, he didn't have a very good Premier League last year, and he was a bit frustrated and then lost a little bit of interest, believe it or not, which sounds ludicrous, I know, but he did. And the trouble is, when a dart player starts to complain and do this and do that, it don't only upset other people, obviously, but without realising, it puts you on a downer. If you're upbeat about things, even when you're not playing well, you will play better because you're more upbeat. And Gary Anderson just lost the plot at times. I think he just wanted to go home.
Gary
Well, a chance to go 2-0 up here. 110. 60 would have left the bullseye. So Jones, a chance to draw level early doors in this match for double 16.
Gary Anderson as yet found that prolific scoring power. And it's like the turbo button on a car. It can be pressed at any time and can sustain it for a number of legs as well. But while he's not doing that, this is when Wayne Jones has got to make hay while the sun is shining for him. And by following a 140 up with a 60 is not going to do it against Gary Anderson.
Yes, Anderson, the Scotsman, now living down in southwest England at Burnham-on-Sea. Well, it's not been spectacular this leg from either player, but 1-3-4. Anderson will be back to mop up. Unless Jones can take out this 1-1-8. Double 19.
Just pushed that a little bit, and that was a major chance to break the throw. And now Anderson wants the double 12, one dart left in his hand. Well, that's all he needs. Wayne Jones, just that one dart at double 19 to break the throw. And little chances like that are going to be the difference between Wayne Jones winning or losing this match. He's always going to be chasing Gary Anderson on the scoring power. So when he gets the chances, he's got to take them. And what happens when you're playing people like Gary Anderson, when they're on that rich vein of scoring, you're not going to get the three darts at a double. You're only going to get that odd one, especially to break the throw.
Gary Anderson hits his first maximum that we've seen in this game. As I mentioned, Glenn Spearing never really got a look in yesterday. Gary Anderson dispatching him 6-0, 108.6 average. Yet to reach those dizzy heights against Wayne Jones, but Jones with a good chance then of restoring parity at 2-2.
Well, will he go 6? I think he will. He ain't going to go for the double 19 again. He's going to have two darts at double 16. Well, now one dart at double 8. And that hits. It missed the double 19 for the 118. He had no choice but to go for it then. But with the option, he goes for the 6, double 16. There's the averages. Well, that's a bit low for Gary Anderson. Not very often would you see Wayne Jones out-average Gary Anderson. Well, as we say that, as he hits the 180, he just sneaks in front.
Yes, ton 80s for Anderson in the last two legs. Maybe he is starting to find his range, find his rhythm. following it with a ton 40 there.
Tremendous scoring leg from Gary Anderson on his throw as well. 41 required after 9 darts, so we're looking at a nice tidy 11 dart leg. Virtually impossible to break someone's throw if they're playing like this.
Well, he will be back for double 16. Well, the third one snuck in there for a 3-2 lead.
Brilliant darts from Wayne Jones. He's hanging on in there with the scoring power of Gary Anderson.
It's the 8th match of the afternoon, and we've seen quality right the way through the field in this third round. Kicking off with Michael Van Gerwen against Terry Jenkins. Van Gerwen winning 6-5 and ending the afternoon with a quality encounter as well.
Well, that 140's put Anderson back in this leg. Oh, and these are bad darts from, and he started this leg off so well, Jones, and he's let Anderson back in. He's going for the 57-54 bullseye. Just needs well, he's hit the big treble, so he's going to possibly have darts, but Wayne Jones, a massive shot for Jones. He's got to go the 19 route. Now, treble 20 will leave him double top. He's not going to get a dart, and Wayne Jones, another one that at 80 goes for the 48-32, but 2 darts, a double top for Gary Anderson. Oh, now Anderson's missed the big number, so 14. Now the double top, and the double top he hits. Couldn't hit the big number, but he can certainly hit the double top when needed. Takes a 4-2 lead, and Wayne Jones kicked that leg off with a 180.
He then had 2 slack visits in a row, didn't he, which really did let Anderson back in. And now 2 legs difference between the 2 men for the first time in this match.
Don't really understand that from Gary Anderson, the way he can hit the big trebles, especially the treble 20. I know he's knocked the 5 off, but I'd, pound the treble 20, get down to the double as quick as you can. That 25 doesn't do a lot for me at times. It does when you're under 100, I understand that, but not when you're over 300. Because what he's done now, he's put a 9 on, look.
Yes, no outshot from 159. So a big score here which Wayne Jones does get, 140 to leave himself double 18 to claw it back for 4-3. Double 18 then for the Wanderer from Wolverhampton. Double 9.
Not been hit today.
It was a mile away.
No one has hit the double 9 today. Well, to hold his throw, Gary Anderson. Well, double top. He's going to have 2 darts at it. Another chance for Wayne Jones to break the throw and to get himself back in this match. The big one. Now the double 4. Oh, absolute silence from the crowd. Good silence from the crowd. And Wayne Jones finally hits the double.
Yes, it looked like the lie of that treble 20 from Anderson was blocking his view a bit of the double top. But it's certainly keeping the supporters entertained and intrigued as to which way this game is going to go. A place in the quarter-final against Ian White at stake here.
Well, a brilliant maximum from Wayne Jones gives him control of the leg. Nothing short, but he's going to have to switch. Yes, he has switched. Brilliant return from Anderson to level it up. Got to come down for the 17s now. Well, he's a 3. That may come back to haunt him, that 3.
So Jones gets a chance to fight again for 4-4. Double top then. Well, he's let Anderson back in here. It's Anderson who now wants double top to go 5-3 up and to within one leg of the match. But Anderson can't do it.
Well, he missed 2 darts in the previous leg at the double top. And the one thing he did in his previous match yesterday was hit every time he had the dart at double top. And now Wayne Jones, 1 dart in his hand and 1 dart. That's all he needs. We talked about percentage on doubles. Well, that was a 100% visit for him there because it's the 3rd dart. It's irrelevant what dart it is. It wins the leg. Whether it's the 1st, 2nd or the 3rd.
Is it going to be another maximum from Wayne Jones? Not quite.
Anderson just can't shake off Wayne Jones. 2 darts at double top in both the last 2 previous legs. Could have meant that Gary Anderson would have been walking off the stage by now, but the grit and determination of Wayne Jones and the experience, been around a long time, he knows he'll never give up.
Bullseye for 161. What a massive shot, and what a time to take it out. To go to within 1 leg of victory, Gary Anderson. 161.
Well, that's box office and why Gary Anderson will be in the Premier League on Thursday night in Liverpool. But now needs to finish it off. Doesn't want to go to that decider, that edgy tie-break leg.
still in the balance. This leg really. Could we be going to a decider? Wayne is down to a finish first. Anderson looking to put some pressure on, and put some pressure on he does.
Well, that gives him 57 left, 2 darts at double top for Anderson. But Jones now needs the treble 20 and he's failed to hit it, so Anderson does come back for this 57. Now he's missed 2 darts at double top in previous legs. Can he close this match out?
Victory for Gary Anderson. A great game to round off the proceedings in the 3rd round of the German Darts Championship. And so it'll be Gary Anderson up against Ian White in our final quarter-final of the 4 tonight that will bring you Michael Van Gerwen against Jelle Klassen, John Part against Justin Pike, Raymond van Barneveld against Ronnie Baxter, and Ian White against Gary Anderson. That's our quarter-final lineup. We're on air from 7 o'clock local time, 6 o'clock if you're watching in the UK. The quarter-finals, the semi-final and the final to come tonight of this German Darts Championship from Hildesheim. I hope we'll see you later.
This was more work, right?
Well, it's Michael Smith's fault. I was sharing a room with him at the hotel and I've had no sleep whatsoever, you know, so I'm putting it to his fault. Yeah, playing Wayne. Wayne's a good lad, you know, he's one of the best boys in the circuit. It's hard to play against him, mate.
May I ask you one question to Michael Smith? You're his mentor, his manager. Were you surprised that he beat Phil Taylor, or did you know that he is able to do something like that in the Alexandra Palace?
I wasn't surprised one little bit. I mean, Michael, he's still not shown on the telly, but he is one special lad when he gets going. You know, you think Michael Van Gerwen's good. Wait to see this boy when he hits his game.
See you later again against Ian White. Thank you very much. Gary Anderson! So,